How can we privilege escalate ourselves to a better user in Linux? You got your initial foothold, you are logged in, you're having a shell. The one I have here is called data on some random machine on TryHackMe. So how can we privilege escalate? What is the method? Is there a way to do that? There are certain ways to do that, of course. Now, first of all, the most typical thing you can do is to try and see the user I have at the moment. Can I execute anything with sudo rights? Now, it's very atypical for you to have any sudo rights as a data user. However, our shell at the moment have no TTY present, which basically means that we don't have any good upgraded shell. First of all, we could upgrade our shell running this Python script right here, and just basically paste that in. And I think it's Python 3 in this particular example, so we can just write 3 before the Python and paste that in. See what happens, and you see that you're getting a can I clear? I cannot clear, but you do have a better shell now, and now you can do stuff like sudo -l and see, do you have anything for data? Now you're being prompted for password. We do not know the password. We only have the shell, a reverse shell, so no need to try for this right now. Other things you could do is to look for files where the permission is set to 4000. One way of doing it is the way I have right here, but you can also just write it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and write find every file from the root of the whole system. It's gonna be the permission of 4000, and every error is going to be diverted into dev null, so we're not being spammed by cannot access this and that. The list we're generating right here is a list of files where the SUID is set. So the super whatever bit is set, basically means that the file we're executing can be executed as its owner, and in most occasions it will be root. And if that is set, there's probably a way that we can misuse it and getting a privilege escalation. So in this particular case, we're looking at the different files here, and it all looks very interesting. Now, the one we're gonna use, I'm not really sure which one exactly, but what we could do is say like, okay, we have a lot of files here. So what we're gonna do is go to the website called gtfobins. This is the website. Let's go to the root side of it. It's basically writing gtfobins in Google and pick the first link. It is a website that is specialized for you to find different ways to privilege escalate yourself to a higher user. Preferably, it's going to be root, using these binary files. Okay, so the ones we got quite a big list. So just looking at all this, I'm thinking, which one could it be? Which one could it be? Which one should I check? Doesn't pop out of it, like you don't just like, this is the one. But I do see we have Python there, so just looking sometimes is a good thing. So I can copy paste this. Well, I shouldn't copy paste all of it. You just copy paste the word Python. Go to gtfobins and search for it. And it do have different ways to misuse Python to get a higher privileged shell. So I'm gonna press Python. Now the first one is just you can call a shell like that. That is one way to get a shell. And I think we already did that. We upgraded ourselves to a better shell, but we're still the same user. So let me see. Yeah, we're still the same user. Let me see if we can do it again. No, that's not what I did. It was Python 3 we did last time, and not just Python. So what they want me to do is basically this, and I wrote 3. You see it's almost the same. Import OS, some basically doesn't do that. and see that we're still the same user. So I would really like our upgraded shell back. This didn't really work, so it's worth a try. This is the way you're gonna go around it. Hey, didn't I copy it? I deleted it. Okay, right. So now we got our upgraded shell back. You're gonna go back to gtfobins one more time, and you will see that you have something reverse shell, you have file upload, file download, file writing, file reading, and so we also have something called SUID. And now you're thinking, oh, but didn't I say when we search for files, we search for the SUID? And I did say that. So the one here is sudo install whatever, blah, blah, blah. We could run that, you know, and if we do that, it is not copied, so I'm gonna copy paste again. It is very difficult to copy paste. Okay, one more time. Can I get it here? Thank you. It's because I got it with a line break. Did you notice that? I got this line break here. That's the one that, you know, messes up the shell. Then we're running it, and basically it's just asking for password again. So this is not what we're gonna do. So what you're gonna do here is basically, and if you know anything about Python, you might see that it kind of says, let's execute Python. Let's do this. Let me get it into my script here so we can see exactly what's going on. I didn't copy it. One more time. Copy. And there you go. So we know it's Python 3, most likely. And we're going to execute Python 3. And then we import whatever, this and that. And we will do a shell spawn somewhat. So let's just do this line here. Most of the time, we don't really know what's going on. I'm going to run it. You say ID, and you see we are still data. This is, of course, very disappointing. So it's like, yeah, wasn't what we wanted it to be. There are other things we could do. We can also try something called capabilities. So basically, you can try and copy paste this. This is just the way for you to learn how to execute stuff from gtfobins, and you paste this in instead, and you try one more time. ID, who are you? You are data. So we're kind of back to square again. It's like, okay, so how are we gonna do this? Let's look for do we have Python installed? We do have Python, and the original command we're going to execute here from the capabilities or the SUID. We could try just one more time. Let's take the capabilities here, and then let's put it in. And then it's basically saying we are having Python installed at this path, so user bin Python. So I'm gonna go ahead and write user bin Python. I'm gonna execute this script now, pointing directly to it. So it kind of seemed that something happened. Did you see that? So I'm gonna write ID, and now we root. So why didn't it work before and all that? Well, basically I didn't use Python. I used Python 3. There's a typical error because when you go back to the original list, it said Python. Didn't say Python 3. I never think I executed this with just Python. So I'm pretty sure that it would have worked without me doing the full path. Anyways, this is just how you use gtfobins. Now, sometimes you can also do sudo-l, and then you can see whatever commands can be run, you know, with just with either a password or a password, and then with that you can further escalate your privileges. But this is not I cannot showcase that in this room, so basically it's gonna be, for now, privilege escalation is very difficult, and sometimes you can find your binary file on gtfobins, and if it's there, you know, maybe it will work, maybe it will work. If the system rights or the access rights is set correctly or incorrectly, it might work or work depending on the system. So it's always most cases a 50-50, but sometimes it works a lot. So it's not something that is like 100%. It's something that sometimes it works. But this is the best way to remember. It's try stuff and maybe you get away with it. Other ways to privilege escalate is to use exploits on you find an exploit DB, but that's more like a service exploitation. And you could say that, but isn't this service exploitation since we're using binaries? Yes, it is, but it's just not running services or something. This is just something you call as a program. But yeah, I know it might be different. So I hope you liked this video about how you can privilege escalate. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna create another video if I find a room on TryHackMe with the I'll just close this and close this room here with the where I need to find some where to have access to some sort of file that I can execute as a root. So let me see if I can find that soon. I'm gonna get back, so take care.